So, we've done an introduction to anatomy with doing anatomical language and body regions. We did organs and organ systems. That was labs 1 and 2. And this week we're doing lab 3, and a lab that's a combination of several things. First off, we're going to do a refresher on the metric system and how to calculate amounts off of things or amounts of things in the metric system. So there's a little bit of math in this section, and I know that freaks some people out, but don't worry, it's not too bad really. Metric system is all just factors of 10. So so if you get the process down, it's really actually pretty easy in a lot of ways. The metric system is not in your book. Okay, that's a handout and a practice sheet. So there's links to those in the lab from the new section in momentum. Let's see. Then we're going to talk about how the microscope works, what the parts of the microscope are. And that's unit 4 in your book. You're going to need to know the parts of the microscope for the test. And then we'll finish the lab off by talking about the cell structure and how it's all put together. And that's the first part of unit 5 in your book, which is in activities 1 and 2. We'll finish up unit 5 next time. All of this is preparing us for diving into anatomy at the tissue level, which is also called histology or microanatomy, and that will be in lab 5. So we're on lab 3 this week, starting February 4th. So in addition to there's 2 lecture videos, and they total an hour and 50 minutes, so it's almost 2 hours. So yes, I know I got a little long-winded. Sorry about that. Remember, there's a gear icon on YouTube in the bottom right, and you can speed me up to like 1.5 times, so it goes a little faster. There are also the videos on the basics of the metric system. Those are about 5 minutes long. How to use a microscope, which is about 10 minutes long. A video on estimating the diameter of the microscope field of view. That's about 5.5 minutes long. How to prepare a wet mount slide. How to do a wet mount of cheek cells, which is something we would normally do in lab, although in the in-person labs this year, they're not, or this semester, they're not doing those because of COVID. But there's a picture of my cheek cells. If you look at the new section this week, lab 3, that picture that's up there, those are actually my cheek cells that I took a picture of with my cell phone through the microscope in the Roane State lab. And so you guys could have done this too if we were all in person. So it's a bummer because that's a really fun thing to do. But so that a wet mount of cheek cells, you scrape your cheek, spread them on the slide with a little stain in there, and you look at them on a microscope. It's really simple, but it's really fun. And you see your actual cells. It's about that video. It's about I think 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes, something like that. Then the Pearson activities or assignments are unit 4 and unit 5. So it's all of unit 4 and unit 5 activities 1 and 2. And we'll do, next time we'll do activity 3, which is osmosis, and mitosis, which is activity 4 in lab 4. Okay, so just do unit 5 activities 1 and 2, unit 4, and unit 5 activities 1 and 2 for Pearson. Okay, so I've got them divided up in Pearson, so it should be pretty obvious, but you don't have to go past activity 2 in unit 5. Same thing for the book. Let's see. And I also posted some additional cell structure videos. Those aren't required, but if you want another perspective from someone else, you can watch those if you aren't understanding things. I know the cell structure stuff is basic biology, and so if you had biology, we're redoing that. But this is just to reinforce and make the baseline, build the base for us talking about tissues, which are collections of cells. So if you know what one cell is, then a collection of cells in a tissue has a whole bunch of cells that do the same thing. Okay, so but if you know how, and each cell works to take nutrients in and spit out wastes, and make RNA, make proteins, and so they have functions. And so if you know how a cell is put together, it makes sense when you start putting them together into a tissue. Let's see. So each of the activities and assignments are what we would have done in lab in person, and these are good activities that reinforce your knowledge. I've also posted the study guides for Unit 4 and Unit 5, the handout for the metric system practice questions, with answers. Then there's the PowerPoint in PDF form, so you can just scroll through the slides if you want. And the answer keys for units 4 and 5 for the pre-lab and post-lab questions in the test, in the text, sorry. I also posted a link to a virtual microscope where you can view slides online and you can, focus up and down with it. It's, it's really a just a computer simulation. It's not a real microscope that you're working with, but it does give you a sense of what it's like to work with a microscope if you haven't before. Then quiz 3 over lab 3 will be available February 4th through the 11th. And if you have any questions about anything, email me or text me or call me. If you have any questions or want to chat about anything, just give me a shout and we can set up a Zoom session if you need. And if you have any other questions, let me know. And I hope you guys have a great week. Bye.